everyone, it's Dustin with TechMD. Today we are going to be fixing a brand new Oneplus 7T 5G McLaren edition. Now it's not broken, as you can see. Parts are not even available yet, but when they do become available, I'm going to be putting them in the link in the description. So pay attention to that, okay? Please, if you're looking for parts, purchase the parts and the link in the description below. That's going to actually help our channel out. We're going to give you the best quality parts available, usually original if you choose so. And also, you're going to get a full 1-year warranty on all the parts and totally returnable to the website. All the links or all the tools are going to be also in the description. You're just going to click on that little bar there. I'm going to show you a little video here real quick. You're going to click on that bar and it's going to drop it down and you'll be able to see all the links down below. So please make sure you purchase parts there. If you buy parts on Amazon, you're going to usually pay 20 to 30% more. You buy on eBay, you might get them from China, right? And that might take a while. And so buying it directly from us, you're going to get it speedy. It's coming from Georgia, and you'll be able to expect to have the parts in good working order, because most of these parts are fully tested before even being shipped. So, and if you do have a problem, the return process is really easy through our team. So.
Hey everyone, Nicole here with Cellbotics. We are all hands-on cell phone and computer repair training center. We have trained hundreds of students from across the country right here in our training center located in Greenville, South Carolina. Stop being afraid to do repairs, stop searching for things because a lot of things you don't even know what to search for, and don't practice on somebody else's device to grow your skill. Come on down and get training that'll give you the skill set to do the repairs and diagnostics to make the real money. Be sure to use code TechMD at checkout and you'll receive $50 off of your course. I look forward to seeing you in class.
Anyways, let's get this tore down. So step one is we're going to go ahead. Okay, so and then we're going to put it on the hot plate. So I like to run at 110 to 120 degrees Celsius. A lot of professionals like to run at 80 degrees Celsius. But I like to run at that because these phones are really glued on, especially the new ones nowadays. And it takes a lot of strength and I don't want to be like breaking it. So I don't think that's going to hurt the phone whatsoever, getting into those temperatures for a short amount of time. Okay, so I got all my tools out here. I got some heat resistant gloves. I picked these up at Walmart. You can get them at Target or Home Depot or wherever. Just some coating here to protect your hands while you're holding something very hot in your hands. Now, if you don't have this hot plate here, okay, you can also use a heat gun, but the heat gun, you want to get it hot to the touch. So where it starts to burn your hand a little bit, that's where you want to stop. But you don't want to get overly hot, and that's the problem with the heat gun. This is the unit I recommend. So you want to purchase this product here, and you'll be able to find that on that link in the description. This thing is amazing, and also on the back side here, you can charge USBs and charge your phones and whatever. So, like I said, maximum heat around 110, 120 degrees is what you want to do for this. If you are just trying to do something quick, just be really careful with heat gun because you can certainly burn out components, especially putting it on high. If you do low, it's a little bit safer. A hairdryer is probably not going to get warm enough. That water seal tight phones, especially Galaxies, are very hard to open without using a lot of heat. Okay, so now we got the gloves. I've explained some of the tools. This tool you can buy on Intergrads' website, that link in the description here. It's actually a phone smasher, I call it. So it actually seals the phone, and it helps get a good seal without pressing it down yourself. It's called Pressure Holding Fixture of Mobile Phone. iFlex tool, this is gonna help us get into the phone. You can use plastic cards. You can use plastic tools and stuff like that as well, but this is my favorite tool to open the phone. This is also a prying tool, iseasmo tool. T7000 is going to help us reseal the phone. And also tweezers. You can buy them from there. I can't remember what these are called. Oh, WIHA tweezers. And here's some more fine tip tweezers. This is an automatic Phillips screwdriver. You can buy that if you're interested in that, or you can just buy my recommended tool, 2UUL screwdriver here. So now that the phone's warmed up, we're going to go ahead and take our and start separating it. I'm going to start with the iFlex tool here. And just slowly go around. And I don't like to get in too deep because I don't know what's underneath sometimes. So we're going to just start off with just doing the edges. It's okay if you accidentally turn on the phone, just you can turn it back off afterwards. The phone's already cooling off as it's sitting off. So I'm just slicing around again, trying to get some leverage here. Take our iseasmo tool now that it's open more. And all I'm doing here is twisting. And we're looking underneath here and seeing if we can see any ribbons or anything like that. And sometimes it's hard to see, so you can always put a light in there if you can't see. But for right now, it looks like this is all we need. Pretty straightforward, easy phone to open. We're going to remove all this glue and then replace it with that T7000 afterwards. But we can clean it off here just by rubbing with your fingers, and if it gets too difficult, you can put it back on the hot plate to warm it back up. And warming it up, it will help make this glue come off easier. Really sticky stuff. So we're gonna put it back to warm up here, and let's start opening up this phone. Looks like it's all Phillips, like I predicted. And we're gonna set our screws over in a nice organized fashion. You can use this and purchase this. This is hideous in my camera shots, so I'm not using it today, but I will show you here real quick. And so what's great about this is you can actually put your screws in the little holes here. But we're using this so on the white paper here, so we can get a nice clean shot of the phone today. As you can also see, we're using a camera person today. His name is Austin, and he is enjoying himself today trying to figure out how to mount all these cameras. Lots of fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're going to zoom through all these screws and probably just fast forward a little bit. So don't mind me. I'm also going to use this electric screwdriver to speed things up. Alright, so look at all these screws. Now, there is clearly a smaller screws down here than up above the actual phone itself. So make sure you keep these smaller screws right here for the bottom here, and then all the top ones are about the same size, it looks like. So this is why we separate screws. Now we're going to have to enter in the phone, and I'm going to try to remove some of this adhesive that might be blocking us. Get like a plastic tool like this. This will help open up new devices and stuff. It's better than using metal tools. I'm very experienced at using metal tools, but I never recommend it. So I just put my tool right under here and then sprung against the battery to pop this up. And this looks like where the LCD cable is, which is really nice. You could just disconnect this, put a new LCD in, and probably disconnect the battery up here. So it seems like a pretty easy phone to disconnect here. Looks like we got something here that we might have to disconnect first. See if we can get inside of it. Might need tweezers. Now let's get some tweezers. This is very... I'm not sure how this clasp works yet. Trying to figure it out. Okay, so clasp moves over and then it pops out. Let's see if we can disconnect this with just a plastic tool. Yep, just get under that cable and pop it up. Okay, let's see if we can pop this thing out yet. Not giving too much resistance. I don't know what's under here. I don't know if we have to remove it. We'll find out here in a minute. Oh, you know what? Looks like there's a screw underneath here I missed. That's where the resistance was coming from. Looks like a really complicated, overcomplicated phone here. Lots of different screws and different clips. Lots of fun here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery, number one, so we can get under it here with our plastic tool. All right, we can. And hey, look at this. OnePlus actually put a pull tab in their phone. So let's pull it. Pulling pretty hard. There we go. Wow. No cables damaged. That's really nice. This is definitely needed now on the OnePlus. Very nice. I like that design. All right, so let's dismantle this whole thing. Let's say if you had to have the whole entire frame and all, and we're going to pretend that we've bought one of these frames and glass and LCD. We're going to be transferring everything out of this and then into the new one. So this is going to be quite tedious of a phone, it looks like. So let's start with the flex cables here. And so we'll disconnect that cable first, and then. So we're just going to disconnect all these little cables here. We're going to carefully pull them up. And then disconnect. Careful of these resistors. That's why we're going to use the plastic tool here. There's a piece of foam covering these connections. So let's remove that foam. We'll put this on the left side. We'll put this on the right side. Keep this nice and organized. And this cable... Pull this up. Just get the tweezers as close as you can. Right out of the hole usually. This is going to be as complicated as the Pixel 3. One screw here, put it off to the side. We got another screw over here. I don't know what this does, but unscrew it. So I'm just lifting here, seeing if action where we can pull this out. I'm wiggling now. It is giving me resistance. Oh, you know why that's giving me resistance? Because my dummy forgot to remove the SIM card. Okay, so now it's still not coming out. We're gonna take a look underneath. Just wiggling back and forth until it comes loose here. I'm really not sure what. This is most unusual. Sometimes it's glue that holds things down. A cable. I almost forgot about the fingerprint reader cable. Okay, good. We didn't tear it. This is why you take your time, guys. So, totally missed the cable. It was right here in front of me and I missed it the whole entire time. Don't forget that cable. Okay, so we're gonna move this and get a really nice shot of this. This looks like the SIM card tray is soldered to this board and then all these connections. I'm assuming this board is very limited and probably is non-replaceable, but if it is, it's not going to be cheap. Looks overcomplicated. Alright, so let's take out the charge port here. We're going to get a couple screws that we're going to remove. Charge port is removed, and this is what you would have to replace in order to replace your charge port. You'd have to remove the battery and remove this main cable and then disconnect those two cables and remove this whole piece out of here and then put a new charge port in order to replace it. So the camera on this looks integrated into the frame itself. So when replacing the frame, it's going to be even more money. The vibrator looks like it's separate, so we're going to go ahead and remove the vibrator here. And we just got right under there and pulled up a little bit. If you ever need to replace the vibrator motor, this is how far you have to get. Just seeing if anything else is removable. This all looks metal. This antenna looks like it's in there as well. This is a very interesting design. I don't know if this is... Oh, okay, it's like the old 1T. The old Oneplus. Let's move this out of here. Wow. The level of difficulty this phone is made out of, like, these components, is pretty crazy. I would highly recommend, if you can, just buy the LCD and not remove this whole entire unit and separate it. That would be more difficult. If you can buy just a screen LCD, that would be ideal. That way you don't have to do all this.
ASAP created a solution to maximize the total amount of power that can be safely generated without using fossil fuels. This is enough energy to power solder equipment, laser machines, AC and ventilation systems, and any heating element for all sorts of repairs you might encounter. Building mobile solutions that cut your expenses. Whether you have 1 store or 20 stores, maintain the territory, all while cutting overhead rent. Do away with your added expenses, cut costs, and order your custom van now.
Same with this. This has to move out. This tape doesn't seem to want to get back on here, which is not fun. It's falling apart here. Might have to retape it down with something else. So white first. Or last, and then the black one first in. And this one's on the far left. Jeez. This has to be probably one of the most complicated phones I've seen in a long time. This is extra gnarly. Okay, so we're gonna put that cable right there. Alright, let's remove this down here. And this would have to be transferred over to a new frame if the frame was bad. And let's get a couple of these screws out here. So right now I'm trying to see where this cable goes, but I'm not having much luck with the tweezers here. That's what I was trying to get with the tweezers, is pull this piece out. And then this piece comes out too, looks like. Yep, and so this must be for all the 5G antenna. Wow, so many antennas in this thing. Okay, that piece pulls up. We got a little switch here. Bet this pops up a little bit and pops out. Yeah, it does. Let's start piecing it together over here because we're running out of room on the phone. Holy moly. Looks like we got a screw right here. Careful not to bump those resistors when pulling out this motherboard. Another screw up here. There is a lot of screws in this phone. Some piece of tape over here, and I'm not sure if that's just copper or what. Okay, there's a motherboard screw here. I didn't think I'd need a motherboard screw. So this is my driver for the motherboard. And that 2UL. That might just be the actuator to the front camera. Alright, whole board is ready to come out. Looks like there has to be a cable to this front camera assembly, so let's keep on digging. This might be it right here. Holy moly, come on. Front camera. Where's the front camera? Disconnected finally. Okay, let's see if we can get the rest of this out now. Is it ready to come out? It is! Wow, look at this. Just a double layered solid piece of technology. This thing is amazing. It's heavy too. Wow, the phone's so much lighter with this out. If I would have to weigh it, this is slightly heavier. The motherboard's heavy. I'm gonna set that aside here. And just in case you need to replace your front cameras, this is what we'll be doing. Or rear cameras, excuse me. So let's go ahead and disconnect this. Let's set those aside. Anything else on the board it needs to remove? Just like amazing technology how this is all done. We're gonna set that motherboard aside off to the right. And your cameras. So if we got a new frame, like I said, all this stuff has to be removed. All right, so now that we've got motherboard out here, let's see if we can get the rest of this stuff out of here. And this is going to be challenging, even further challenging. So I'm just trying to get underneath this cable here. That looks like it connects to the motherboard from underneath. And I'm not sure how this removes yet. Figuring it out. Hopefully it's not built in. This might remove with some heat on the screen itself. That's probably what we'll do next. Same with that piece. That one's stuck on there. This piece is stuck on there pretty well. And that piece looks very challenging as well. All this looks very complicated. Okay, so I see a couple screws I can remove here. So let's get every screw out that we can. See if we can fully terrorize this phone. Totally terrorize it. This front camera, man, I'm not sure how this comes out yet. Not sure at all. There's another screw right here. We can take this out. Maybe not, because this screw moves this up and down. This piece comes out, looks like, but it's still attached. Still not sure how this thing comes out yet, though. Huh. I don't know if it's built in or what. This is nuts. Wowzers. Okay, let's warm this up. Let's see how far we can tear this thing down. So for now, we're gonna put it on the heater here, and then we're going to start separating pieces once we get it warm enough to start separating. This phone is clearly designed not to be torn apart. I do not recommend fully tearing apart this phone and switching over to a new frame. If you are, hopefully a lot of the components already come with the unit with a glass LCD and frame. If not, it's going to be very challenging. So replacing the screen is probably going to be the easiest option, which is just removing this battery here, disconnecting it, removing a couple of these cables, removing this piece here would be a good option. And then we're separating the screen. So separating the screen shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not going to show that today because I don't have the actual part for it, but you're going to run your iFlex tool around the edges, pop it off, and glue on a new one. I'll recommend always T7000 to glue on a new screen. If you don't know how to glue on a screen yourself, I'd be very worried about even opening this phone. You should already know how to glue on screens. So this video tutorial is mainly to show you the full teardown of the video. And if you're fascinated by it, great. If you're not, I'm going to be tearing this down, the rest of it, or putting it together on the next video. But right now we're going to try to finish tearing it down while it's warming up here. So we got it nice and warm here. Let's see if we can take out this ear speaker. Having no luck getting this off yet. Even with heat. There we go. Now it's coming up. Wow, incredible. The ear speaker goes through the screen itself. This whole thing does not come up like I expect to. I'm not sure how the front camera assembly comes out yet. We're gonna get there, hopefully. Cables are very delicate, so be careful. Wow. It's as bad as doing a full iPhone back housing swap. A full one. There we go. Volume rockers are out. Let's get these other unit here. Oh, we can actually push the volume rockers out. Maybe. Should be able to. Just push on the little holes in there. Okay, let's try a different method. Let's try this method. Just pulling it out. There we go. Alright. This piece might do the same thing. We'll see here.
Alright, we did find one that's locked. Finally.
That's it, huh? Or
two. This is a 64 gig, also locked. Go freaking figure.
alright, I'm gonna try out the screw one more time here. It's really in there tight. Really in there. I can't get it. They bolted that thing down. Nope. Best screwdriver in the world. Can't get that thing out. I don't know what they did to get that in there. I'm unsure at this point how to remove the front camera without removing that screw. Doesn't come out further, of course. It would be weird. Well, this is irritating. The front camera on the Oneplus 7T Pro is non-replaceable. But why? Why would they design it that way? Unless you have to take off the front screen, but I don't think so. That would be weird. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Invisible tape. Invisible screws. Let's see here. I almost called it, guys. Almost. Come on. Let this be it. Ah! I finally got it out. Wow, after much effort, we got the front camera out of here. Do they come like this? I don't know. I cannot remove that screw to save my life. Put a lot of pressure on it and nothing. This feels very sealed, and I feel like I'd break it if I tried opening this, so we're going to leave this front camera alone. Now, to the front actuator thing that turns your vibrator on and off, and one other cable here too. So let's move that out of the way. Let's pop this other cable that is giving us an issue. Just getting that separated carefully with some tweezers. All right, and this thing is in a metal housing, glued down pretty tight. It looks like it could come up, but it just needs more heat. So let's apply some more heat to this. We're gonna wait for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna try to remove it while it's on the hot pad here. Okay, so this thing is hot enough now. Hopefully we can get under here get some finer tweezers. It's really hard to see, but look, it's coming up. It's coming up! This thing is challenging as all get out. Why? And then there's some tape here that we gotta remove. Wow. Okay, now, is the front camera replaceable? Let's find out. Or front fingerprint scanner. As far as I can say, it's a no, because it's clearly under here, and it's not removable. I don't see any way under it. So the only thing I could think of is if I lifted up the screen, I could do that. But the problem with lifting up these screens is they're so mounted so tightly that they'll probably break if you're doing it. Oh, this is interesting. Can you see this white spot here through the screen? Yeah. So it's interesting. There's this piece right here. You can see through the screen very faintly. I wonder what that's for. Who knows? Okay, guys, well, everything is pulled out. This is the giant mess and all this. We're going to put this all back together in part 2. I'm going to split this video up. I was expecting to get this all done in one video, but there is no way we're going to put this all in one video. It's just way too long. So we're going to split this up. You guys can watch the second video if you're interested in watching me try to finagle putting this back together as best I can. And yeah, guys, well, please, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And more videos like this in detail coming here in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.